Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the scenes when two of the biggest rappers in the world start going at each other?
I think that Kendrick has like the utmost potential, man. Like, you know, I see Kendrick tomorrow, I'm a dap him.
I've always been a fan of his music. Shout out to Drake.
Well, today we're diving deep into something that has taken over the internet and the feud between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Is it a real fight, or is it just a super smart way to get more fans, more clicks, and more money? Let's find out.
Kendrick, look up, look up, look up!
Think you've seen rap feuds before? You haven't seen anything like this one.
Hip-hop has never seen a beef quite like this. Two hip-hop titans going head-to-head.
It all started like most rap battles do, with some sneaky lines in songs. You see, in the world of hip-hop, rappers don't always say things directly. Instead, they drop what are called subliminals. These are lines in songs that don't mention someone by name.
I'm here, as you can see, fully intact. Mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering. Right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it. Cheers to everybody.
But fans and other rappers know exactly who they're talking about.
Here's the facts. Drake has never told me that the items that was on Kendrick Lamar's album cover was gotten from anywhere. But I did hear from people who were in the know.
Nobody yelled out Kendrick. You just heard that in your head.
Pin a tail on a donkey, boy, you been a big.
It's like throwing shade, but pretending not to. That's what made this whole thing between Kendrick and Drake so exciting. Fans were playing detective, trying to figure out who was dissing who. Let's go back a bit.
Who is winning?
Kendrick. I think Drake.
You think Drake, and you think
Cap.
Kendrick?
It's easy to make up lyric. Like it's no Drake. 100.
Wow.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake have known each other for a long time. In fact, there was a time when people thought they were friends. They even worked together on songs.
This is like actually one of my real friends. You meet a lot of people in the business. This is one of my real friends.
Drake's a real good dude, first and foremost. Know he heard my music probably a year back, reached out and just gave me respect on it.
But as they both became more famous, things started to get a little strange. Their songs began to sound like they were trying to outdo each other. And when that happens in rap, it usually means a battle is brewing.
You know, it's people I can put on here that the label wants me to put on here, but I fight for this one reason, man. Like, I fight to promote what I love. You know what I'm saying? I fight to promote the music that I truly love. So
one big moment happened in 2013 when Kendrick released a verse on a song called Control. Even though the song wasn't on his own album, Kendrick used it to call out a bunch of rappers by name, including Drake. He said he wanted to be the best and didn't care who he had to beat to get there.
And that goes for Jamaica, Big Crit Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, J Electron, Tyler McMillan. I got love for you all, but
were harsh words, right? So it's like, you can't just say that and then see me and be like, yeah, man, what's up? Pretending like nothing ever happened. Like, that's not real. To me, that's not.
That verse shocked the music world. Some people thought it was bold, others thought it was rude. But one thing's for sure, it started a fire that's still burning today. After that, things got even more interesting. Drake started releasing songs that seemed like they were aimed at Kendrick, and Kendrick did the same. But again, they never said each other's names. It was like watching two people throw punches in the dark. You couldn't see exactly who they were hitting, but you could feel the impact. Fast forward to 2024. The internet explodes when Kendrick drops a surprise track that sounds like a direct attack.
Kendrick dropped Not Like Us in the cover to turn what Drake is so good at doing in beefs against him, turning Drake's most iconic associated brands and names into reminders of those allegations forever, with OVO,
say OVO,
and 69 God.
Just a little jab, it's a full-on punch. And guess what? Drake fires back with a song of his own. Suddenly, it's not just fans who are watching. The entire music industry is paying attention. Everyone wants to know, is this real hate? Or are these two rap geniuses just putting on a show to get people talking?
Boy, has the rap world been buzzing over the weekend. The internet on fire. Are you Team Drake or Team Kendrick Lamar?
And here's where things get really juicy. Some people think the feud is totally real. They say Kendrick and Drake have different styles, different fans, and different values. Kendrick is known for being serious, deep, and poetic. He talks about real-world problems and uses big ideas in his music. Drake, on the other hand, is more about vibes, feelings, and catchy tunes. So maybe, just maybe, they truly don't like each other. But then there's the other side. A lot of people believe it's all part of a plan. Think about it. Every time they drop a diss track, they go viral. Their names trend on Twitter, their songs shoot to the top of the charts. News channels and YouTubers can't stop talking about them. It's like free advertising. So maybe, just maybe, they're both in on it. Maybe this feud is actually genius marketing. Let's look at what happened after those fiery songs in 2024.
When it comes to competition, I'm more worried about consistency. I'm more worried about bodies of work. I'm talking about hit records. I'm talking, and as far as Kendrick goes, like I can't wait to see what he does, because now it's time to show and prove. And consistency it's been one album. Consistency is like you need more than one album. You know what I'm saying? So it's
fans all over the world started choosing sides. Some were yelling Team Kendrick, while others shouted Drake all the way. Social media exploded with memes, reaction videos, and debates. Every new line in their songs was picked apart like a mystery. Who was Kendrick talking about when he said that? Was Drake responding to that last diss? It was like a rap soap opera, and people couldn't get enough of it. But this drama wasn't just staying on the internet. It started showing up in real life too. At concerts, fans held up signs. At parties, DJs played the diss tracks back to back. Even celebrities started giving their opinions. Some said Kendrick was winning, others thought Drake had the upper hand. It was like watching two heavyweight boxers go round after round.
Drake and Kendrick Lamar got in a rap battle. Who do you think would win?
Got to go with Kendrick. I'm just saying. I think Drake is an outstanding entertainer, but Kendrick, his lyrics, his last album was outstanding.
Excellent. All right.
Best album I think last year.
But instead of punches, they were throwing verses. One reason people were so hooked is because both artists are super smart with their words. Kendrick writes lyrics that make people think. He hides clever meanings in his songs and uses powerful language. Drake, on the other hand, knows how to make people feel. His songs are catchy and emotional, and he knows exactly what to say to get people talking.
You a boopy bench, you a boopy bench, liar, liar, pants on fire, Kendrick, let me do my dance. I said.
When two artists this talented start going back and forth, it becomes more than just music. It becomes a battle of wits and emotion. But here's where things get even more interesting. While fans were arguing about who was better, both Kendrick and Drake were breaking records. Their diss tracks were hitting millions of views in just hours. Music platforms like Spotify and Apple Music were flooded with streams. Even old songs of theirs started rising on the charts again. It was like every time they dropped a new track, they also dropped a money bomb.
The big shock that millions of you got on your phones, I'm sure, this moment in time.
Right, a snapshot.
But Spotify, it's end of the year, and Spotify sends out its rap list for the year, and everyone gets to see not only what they streamed the most, but
look at that
they
list.
also released this list.
So
the
Taylor's
top 10 streamed artists.
Taylor's number one, which we kind of expected.
Right.
Look who's two. Where is Kendrick?
And Kendrick is back at 7.
all the questions that I don't normally answer because I don't like to go up, to these radio stations. And if I don't do some wild shit, then they get no ratings. So I'd rather just talk about my life on the song. So that was really what that intro was about.
So ask yourself this: if they were truly enemies, would they be helping each other make this much money? And let's not forget the timing. Each release felt planned. One rapper would drop a diss, and just when things started to calm down, the other would strike back, almost like they were following a script. Could it be that behind all this drama, there's a business deal or a quiet agreement to keep fans hooked? Still, not everyone believes that. Some fans say you can hear the anger in Kendrick's voice. Others point to the way Drake talks about loyalty and betrayal. They say these aren't just songs, they're real feelings.
Up against Cole and Kendrick. I'm excited that the decade's about to turn and we're gonna see who can go that extra stretch.
The big three. I'm really like that, and your best work is a light pack.
After all, being famous doesn't mean you don't have pride or emotions. Maybe these two just ended up on opposite sides of the rap world and couldn't find a way to be friends again. Then again, maybe they don't want to be friends. Maybe they both know that this feud keeps them in the spotlight. Think about wrestling. Sometimes the fights are real and sometimes they're for show, but either way, people watch. The Kendrick versus Drake feud might just be the perfect mix of both. Now let's zoom out for a second. Why does this feud matter so much? It's not just about two rappers throwing shade. It's about what they represent. Kendrick Lamar stands for deep storytelling, conscious lyrics, and messages about society.
When you have your victories, he's right there. Give yourself grace, give yourself time to grow and appreciate it, because he's growing with you. Every individual out here is experiencing a human life a human experience, and God is experiencing it with you.
Justice and real life struggles. When Kendrick raps, he wants you to stop and think. His songs feel like powerful speeches wrapped in poetry. Drake, on the other hand, is the king of emotion and connection. He raps and sings about heartbreak, friendships, fame, and feelings that many people relate to. His music is everywhere. On radios, in cars, in gyms, and at parties. Drake is a master of making music that fits any mood. So in many ways, this feud isn't just about two artists. It's about two different styles of rap, two different ways of telling stories, and two different kinds of fans. As the battle continued, more tracks were released. Fans couldn't believe how personal things got.
Track, have it listened to, and have the world kind of respond is something that has not necessarily been the case in hip-hop history. I think it's going to bring more people to the genre because you're hearing what is supposedly authenticity, what is supposedly narratives that are true in this very skilled and...
Kendrick accused Drake of being fake, of using writers for his lyrics and not really being part of the culture. Drake clapped back by mocking Kendrick's voice, his fame, and even his personal life.
Drake accused violence, and Lamar accusing Drake of age women.
Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young.
Suddenly, it wasn't just music anymore. It felt like real-life anger. And that's when people started asking, okay, is this going too far? You see, there's a fine line between fun competition and serious disrespect. In hip-hop, battle rap has always been a part of the game. It's how artists test each other and prove their skills. But when families, kids, or personal secrets get brought up, fans start to wonder if it's still just music. That's when the feud became even more intense. Some fans loved the drama. Others said maybe they've crossed the line. While all of this was happening, the internet was watching every move. People on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram made thousands of videos breaking down the lyrics. Did you catch that line? That was a Drake's son. Wait, Kendrick just used that old interview clip as a sample. He's serious now. Even people who didn't usually follow rap were now tuning in. The feud had grown bigger than music. It had become a worldwide event. And the money? It kept rolling in. Every new diss track turned into headlines. Music shows talked about it. News sites wrote long articles. Late night comedians even made jokes about it. Kendrick and Drake weren't just rappers anymore. They were the main characters in a global drama, and every time fans thought it was over, a new song dropped and pulled everyone back in. So what's the truth? Are they really angry at each other? Or are they playing the biggest marketing game the rap world has ever seen? Maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe they started with real tension and then realized how powerful the attention could be. Maybe they're using the feud to make music history and a whole lot of money. Let's talk about how this feud is changing the rap game. In the past, rap battles usually happened on stage or in small music circles. Now, they're happening online, in front of millions of people. Kendrick and Drake didn't just drop songs, they created events. People stayed up late waiting for the next track. Fans checked social media every hour just to see who would respond next. Some even made countdown videos, guessing when the next diss would come. It was like watching a TV show with surprise episodes. And this isn't just good for Kendrick and Drake. Other artists started getting more attention too. Smaller rappers released their own songs about the feud, hoping to catch some of the spotlight. Podcast hosts made entire episodes just to talk about it. Reaction channels blew up with millions of views. Even clothing brands jumped in, making Team Kendrick and Team Drake shirts. The drama didn't just stay in the music world, it spilled over into pop culture. Now let's think about the fans again. Some fans love Kendrick because he stands for something deeper. His music feels like it has purpose. He's like the serious student in class who always has thoughtful answers. Other fans love Drake because his songs are fun, relatable, and emotional. He's like the popular kid who makes everyone laugh and feel seen. So when they go head to head, it's like watching two totally different worlds crash into each other. And here's a fun idea. What if Kendrick and Drake secretly respect each other? What if, behind closed doors, they listen to each other's music and think, wow, that was a clever line? Sometimes great rivals actually help each other get better. Like in sports, the best players push each other to work harder and perform at their highest level. Maybe this rap feud is doing the same thing. Maybe it's not just a fight. Maybe it's it's also inspiration, but let's not forget, the pressure is real. Both Kendrick and Drake have huge fan bases watching their every move. One wrong lyric or weak response and people start saying, "He lost." That's why every line, every beat, and every word has to hit hard. The competition is fierce, and both artists know they can't afford to slip. It's not just music anymore, it's legacy. The winner of this battle might be remembered as the greatest rapper of this era. At the same time, some people are tired of the drama. They say, why can't they just focus on good music without all the fighting? That's a fair question. Feuds can be exciting, but they can also distract from what really matters. The art. Music is supposed to bring people together, not tear them apart. So while this battle is entertaining, it also makes fans wonder where the line should be drawn. Still, one thing is clear. This feud has already made history. Whether it's real anger or clever strategy, the world is watching. Now let's talk about what might happen next. Will this feud keep going for years, or will it end suddenly, like the beat dropping in the middle of a song? Nobody really knows. That's the thing about rap beefs. They're unpredictable. One minute it's all about music, and the next minute it turns into something much bigger. Some fans hope it ends with a handshake or maybe even a surprise song where they both rap on the same track. Others think it will keep going until one of them decides to walk away from it all. There's also a deeper question here. What does this feud teach us about fame, music, and power? Kendrick and Drake are both at the top of the game. They've won awards, broken records, and built careers most people can only dream of. But even with all that success, competition still matters. They still want to prove who's the best. And that shows us something important. No matter how far you go in life, there's always someone else climbing right behind you. At the same time, this battle has reminded the world why people love hip-hop in the first place. Rap isn't just about rhyming words. It's about storytelling. It's about truth, expression, confidence, and even pain. When two of the best go head-to-head, we get to witness that raw power in action. We get to hear lyrics that challenge, provoke, and push limits. That's why this moment is bigger than a feud. It's a celebration of the culture. Of course, not everyone has to pick a side. Some fans say, I like Kendrick and Drake, and that's totally okay. You don't have to choose just one. In fact, you might enjoy their music even more by seeing how different they are. It's like having two favorite superheroes. You cheer for both, even if they fight sometimes. In the end, whether this feud is real or just really smart marketing, it has done exactly what great stories always do. It got our attention. It made us think. It made us feel. And most of all, it reminded us that music is powerful. Whether it's a battle or a collaboration, music has the ability to bring people together, start conversations, and leave a mark that lasts forever. So, what do you think? Is this a real beef between two artists who can't stand each other? Or is it a genius marketing move that keeps fans glued to their screens, hitting replay over and over again? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Kendrick vs. Drake feud, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories that break down the biggest moments in music. Drop a comment below and tell us, are you Team Kendrick, Team Drake, or just here for the bars? And remember, it's not just about the beat, it's about the story behind it. See you in the next one.